Hi class, welcome to week 3. We're about halfway through week 3. I wanted to make a video to walk you guys through our essay that's due this Sunday and make sure that we're all on the same page with that, and also to talk to you guys about my policy for late work. So I just want to remind everybody about that. So first off, behind me here in this picture you can see what is going on this week. I'm going to minimize myself. But here's what you got going on. You guys have some stuff to read. We're going to talk about AI just a little bit more. So that's this week's discussion. It's a light discussion because your essay is due this week, your first essay. And so just to make sure everybody's on the same page with that, let's take a look at the instructions. They're all right here. This is due Sunday, and here are the directions. I walk you through exactly what to talk about. So this essay is pretty structured, right? I want an introduction paragraph, then a section with a heading, then another section with a heading, and then a final section with a heading, and then a conclusion. You're also practicing your APA formatting with this essay. So make sure that it's in APA format, make sure that it is at least 750 words long, and make sure that, that you cover all of these parts. If you're curious about what you're going to be graded on, well, there is a rubric, and to find those, can't really see it on my screen. If I move this over, you can see it. But when you click on these 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner of any assignment, and it'll say Show Rubric, and then you can see what you're being graded on. So for this essay, you're being graded on, can I move this so you can see it? This stuff is not meant to be scrolled all this one like this. But this is what you're graded on. So all of this stuff here, important things to notice is APA formatting is 40 points. 40 points is APA formatting. That means, I'm going to make myself larger again here. That means that having this in the right format is worth almost half the points. So make sure you'll know what you're doing and ask me any questions you have before the weekend. If you send me emails like on Saturday and Sunday saying, help, I'm not sure what I'm doing, I probably won't reply because it's the weekend, right? So work on it now. And if problems happen, if you're coming on the weekend, you're like, oh my God, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. What should you do? Well, emailing me, I'm not going to reply. But I do have my extension policy, which I want to remind everybody about. We're in week 3 now. So this was covered in week 1. There was a video, Welcome to the Class, that I asked everybody to watch. But I'm very aware that most people don't watch most of the things that I assign. Hopefully you'll watch this. But let me remind you guys of my late work policy, how it works in this class. So your assignments lose 15% of their value, whatever you would have gotten, every day they're late. And that drops down once you've gotten to 50%, which I believe would be 3 days, 4 days. Once you get to that 50, you've lost 50% of the points, it stops. So at that point on, you can turn it in as late as you want to the end of the course, and you'll just lose half. And that might sound like a bad deal, but it is a bad deal compared to turning your work in on time. But it's better than getting a 0. That's my attempt to not let you guys get zeros on things. Like if an essay comes by and you just, I don't know, something happened. I don't want you to get a 0 on it. I want you to still get at least half the points. So that's my thinking there. I'm very happy to extend deadlines and to give people more time in a very specific way. So one of my core values is fairness. If you take me as your professor for interpersonal communications, you'll learn all about values. So one of my core values is fairness. One of my ways to keep this class fair is to have a very generous late policy as long as you take charge and do something, right? So my late policy is any assignment that you want more time on, if you want more time on it, you just email me and tell me how much more time you want. It could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, whatever you need. I want to encourage you guys to, for one, be generous with yourself. Don't say, I just need another day when you're like sick with COVID. You probably need more than 1 day, right? So give yourself the right amount of time. You could, in theory, extend all the way until the end of the quarter. The problem with that is that there's a lot more due every week. There's more stuff due. And so if you push, for example, if you push this essay that's due Sunday back a couple weeks, that might give you more time and that would be helpful. But be aware that stuff is still due. We're working on the next thing. But all that said, if you need more time, I want you to do your best work. But I also need you to plan ahead. So if, life happens. You get sick, everything, whatever. Something happens and a deadline comes and goes. And then you're like, oh no, I missed this deadline. What do I do? Well, you get that work in as fast as you can. That's what you do. Because you missed a deadline and you're in a college class, right? I know that in this course, we have people from all sorts of backgrounds. So having expectations that are common is actually pretty tough to do, right? Because you could be a high schooler, you could be the same age as me, you could be from another country. So just to understand, this is my late policy and this is my attempt to keep things fair. So just to remind everybody again, in case this is the first time you're hearing it, any assignment that you want more time on, send me an email, tell me how much more time you want, and it's automatically extended. You don't even need a story. You don't need to have a reason why. You can just say, I want more time on this. Can I have another week? I will say yes. And then my expectation is that once you do get it turned in by your own deadline, then you email me and say, hey, I got it in. And then I go and mark it as on time. If you don't send me that email telling me that you finally got the work in, then I don't know to mark it on time. And that wasn't our deal. So you got to let me know, right? Also, you still got to do your best work, even if it's late, so just make sure that you are. That's kind of my point with having these extensions is I want you guys to be really happy with the work that you make in this class. So if you ever need more time, just let me know. And I will extend things up to the last day of the class, not past. I don't give, what are they called? Incompletes, except in really specific situations. So that's my attempt at making late work. So use it, right? Take advantage. If you have something coming up, you're going to be on vacation. Thanksgiving is a thing this quarter, right? Halloween is a thing this quarter. So be looking ahead. And if you want more time on anything that's due, you just got to let me know. The only thing that I don't extend on, should add this on the end, are comments on discussion boards. So those can be excused, but that's a really specific situation. But that doesn't mean you get the points or you get them forgiven. It just means that some weird math happens. But most of the time, you got to lose points if you aren't there for the discussion, because that takes the place of us meeting in person, right? But you might have a special situation and we can talk. So don't worry. If something's coming and you're like, I'm going to be gone for a week on vacation, well, talk to me. As long as you talk to me ahead of time, we can figure something out. Hopefully that all makes sense. I'm going to stop this video now. I think I've talked enough. But if you have any questions about late work, how this works, or anything, or if you have a special situation, if you're like, my situation doesn't really match this, but I still think I deserve some more time, let me know. I'll decide. So yeah, my goal with this class is for you to do well. I want you guys to learn and to do well and to succeed. So if that means you need more time, then that's great. Just let me know ahead of time for those due dates. All right. See you guys on the discussion board. Whenever I end this video,